Hello, everyone, and welcome back to another episode of the Scale Smart podcast. I'm your host, Jacob, and also the founder of Next Scale Growth. Today, I have the pleasure of being joined by Oksana Budz, who is the co-founder and the Chief Business Development Officer of Intelswift. Oksana, thank you so much for joining me today.
Thank you, Jacob, for inviting me. And hello, everyone. I'm happy to be here.
Pleasure to have you on. Now, Oksana, do you mind kicking off the podcast and telling everyone a little bit more about what you guys do at Intelswift and what your expertise consists of?
Absolutely. So Intelswift is Agentic AI customer service automation platform. And what we are doing, we are helping 6 teams to scale it effortlessly, giving them a powerful AI first platform that's going to deliver a true omni-channel customer support that feels human, that deploys fast and performs at enterprise grade level. So what does this mean? That we give businesses, we give especially when I'm saying businesses, 6 teams, I mean customer support, customer experience teams, so they can automate first of all, the first level of support, where there's the biggest challenge, the bigger routine, and where the burnout also is there. So we give this team possibility to automate everything with AI agents, and not just conversational AI agents. We as a platform, we are saying that we are agentic AI, which means that you can deploy different AI agents based on your needs, and and then work, let's say, in this kind of teams where there's humans and also AI agents.
Amazing. And what led to you guys actually coming together and think, actually, no, let's create this type of business?
Experience before mean that we are building totally different business, and we face the challenges with customer support. We needed to answer the same questions every single day. And then it also not just about your current customers, but also about leads. Leads also have a lot of questions. So we realized that if we're going to answer our leads like next day, then you just lose your leads. People don't want to wait. People want to get their answers right away and then make a decision right away. So we realized that we need to automate this conversation somehow, and realize that only AI can help us with that, because only AI can stay 24/7 without any burnout, be always friendly, and always answer the same questions without, having this emotion that, oh my God, again. So we came up with the idea based on our experience before building another business.
And as a co-founder of the business and obviously being in charge of the business development side of things, I think every single company, obviously I've worked very heavily within the AI space helping companies, and I see the same challenges coming up pretty much a lot of the time. So I'd love to hear from your perspective. What would you say were some of the biggest challenges you had when scaling up, and how are they different to the challenges which you guys are having now?
I mean, in terms of scaling the business, well, in every stage, I think there's some challenges. So at the beginning, to shape our product itself to be market ready, that was the biggest challenge, because when you start from scratch, that what we did, well, it's quite a journey. It's a really interesting journey, but the challenge was to, let's say, this stage from the idea to become the fully functional product. That was how to shape it, how to differentiate, as you mentioned before, how to differentiate yourself from this bunch of competitors. And I believe that every industry is highly competitive right now. There's no industry, there's no competition. If there's no competition, it means there's probably some problem with the demand. So our challenge was how to differentiate ourselves. That was the biggest challenge for us. Now, when we found our differentiator, and that is about agentic AI, what I'm saying, that most businesses, that they give you possibility, let's say most competitors, they give possibility to create one AI agent, conversational AI agent, or 2, let's say max, that gonna just do, the conversation. And that's it, just this basic stuff. But what we do first, we give a conversational chat and voice AI agent. That's really also very important, because a lot of businesses just giving chat. We are giving possibility to create chat and voice AI agents. And on top of that, we also power these AI agents with AI actions so they can really take some actions. And that's, let's say, another level of evolution of this kind of AI agents. And besides of conversational AI agents, we also give role-based. Let's say you can deploy, and they're like your internal employees. They are not talking to leads. They're not talking to customers. They're just working with the data that is enriched in our Intelswift platform. So, for instance, you can deploy an AI agent that's gonna automate the ticket resolution, which means that there's another AI agent. So when there's a new ticket assigned and there's already the data in your system, and it can suggest, oh, look, like 2 months ago, you had this kind of inquiry in tickets, and you can just resolve it like previous time. Or you can deploy that gonna do a QA, like quality assurance in customer support, and it's just gonna give you reports. Let's say this conversation was good with this good sentiment, this conversation was bad, like look at this conversation, look at this customer, probably he's not satisfied, and so on and so forth. And we are enriching this. We are saying that that's a marketplace of AI agents, and our main differentiator from our competitors, because right now with these plug and play AI agents, you're gonna have endless possibilities as us as a company, and for our customers as well, because we are enriching our platform with new AI agents. That means that our customers, they can also get more and more value.
Mm. And I was working with an agentic AI company. They essentially automated email workflows. And a big thing which we were we were really driven on was the human in the loop. How are you guys shaping that? Because obviously I know a lot of people, when they see AI, they kind of think a human doesn't need to be involved at all. So
Yeah,
what
that's
would you
true.
say regarding that, around keeping the human in the loop? So when potentially, because how they used to work is, if, for example, a logistics company sent a bill of landing and there wasn't a certain thing on that documentation which the AI couldn't read, it would then get the human involved and it would say, hey, look, the date on isn't on this, go follow it back up. What are you guys doing with your platform to have that kind of process, if you are?
Absolutely. That's a great question. And thank you for bringing this concern to our conversation, because one of our pillars, the core pillar that we are building our platform, that's human centered.
Mm.
And we are not building a platform and we're not saying that, hey, we are just, let's say you don't need to use humans, you can just use AI. No, that's not true. And we're not saying that AI can just, do everything for humans. No, they're just helping you with all the routine tasks, with all the boring stuff. And what we are doing, how we keep this human centered. So first of all, whenever the end users, right, are talking to agents, they always are able to connect to a human. That means if someone don't want to talk to an agent, it happens, right? The perception of AI agent is still kind of, let's say 50-50. Someone hates it, someone loves it. In any case, company can just connect. So in any case, you can be connected to the live agent. We're gonna take over conversation in any time. The same with tickets, right? When it comes to you before, or ticket resolution, the power is in the human. So the human, the real agent, gonna decide if this suggestion was good or bad, and then close the ticket. So everything is around human. We're just empowering people. We don't want to substitute people. We are just empowering and taking the boring stuff from their work, so they can just do the really, let's say, focus on what really matters. Yeah, and that's why when we were building this, let's say, flows, right, for AI agents, we always kept in mind that in any stage of conversation that is between customer and the AI agents, there's always possibility to connect with a live agent.
Yeah. And I think that's really important what you just mentioned there. And it's all about that core offer and how your product is going to benefit that company. And So, for example, like you just mentioned there, they can focus on other things. For something like mine, I build out systems to help companies focus on the product and the delivery of the product. So it's all about in that offer of what you guys, not what you guys, but like in any business, like businesses can't explain that. So when someone says, so like, how are you guys different? And they go, oh, well, that's where you lose the sale. But being able to put that point across of like, look, we're going to build an AI agent for you. We're going to build a system for you. And while building this system, you guys don't have to be involved in this process. This is what we cover. So then you're going to be focused on the product. You're going to be focused on delivery. So then ultimately the revenue increases because you're going to be putting out a better product. You can speak to your customers better, etc. And I think that's really, really important what you just mentioned there. And I think a lot of people neglect that kind of side of a product and actually being able to get that across to a customer. What do you think about that?
You mean, let's say to focus on customer?
Yeah,
I think that's the main point of business, to focus on customer, what customer
yeah,
really wants, right?
yeah, yeah, definitely.
Because then you can shape your product in the right direction.
Hmm.
So yeah, well, I agree with you on
Yeah,
that point.
I think so many people are looking for that, let's say, next thing to bring out into their product, or how can we optimize this, or how can we do this, but they're not even spoken to their customers. And
Yeah, we actually had this problem before. I mean, we just faced, these wrong assumptions that we made by ourselves. Like, probably this is gonna be so cool, or this feature gonna be so cool. But then, without really talking to your customers, potential customer, whatever, without doing the customer interviews, you just pointing, on the air, and maybe no one even get it what you want to do. Like, no one wants it. So then it's a waste of time, and time is precious, especially in such market, right? In AI, when every day actually counts, because the all, well, the development of the industry, right? The evolution is just crazy fast.
definitely, and I don't know why people neglect it so much. And I almost think to some people who don't realize that it's a problem is like, should you really be running a business? As horrible as it sounds, but they're trying to come up with the next big thing for their product, and they've not even asked their customers what they want to see, or what needs to be improved, or how they think the product could be better. They're just going in and just thinking the customers are automatically going to like it.
Yeah, that's true. And I think, as you said, that a lot of businesses or founders, the founders are looking for a next big thing, something like totally new.
Mm,
But then in the end, when you disrupt the market, sometimes you, as the being the first one, you won't survive, because then someone gonna see your experience, your failures, and
yeah,
then build something better on
yeah,
your, let's say, your this first experience, and then market also gonna be ready for this new, I don't know, thing. So I believe that being the first one, it's not always the winning side.
mm,
Building what really people want, and you hear that from the people,
yeah,
the businesses,
yeah,
that's the winning side. Yeah, we actually, let's say, in the beginning, we also faced this wrong assumption that, okay, this is going to be good, or this is going to be great. And we failed on that, but we learned a lot. And
yeah,
now, every time when we are building a new feature, and, some features are really small, some features are really huge. Or let's say it's not even a feature. I always say it's like a sub product, right,
yeah,
inside the platform. Now we always talk with our customers. We always talk with someone, not just customers, but we're doing customer interviews. We, as say, users of our platform, also can, think from this customer perspective and bring something to our backlog. But it's always based on our experience. I mean, experience with someone,
yeah.
feedback, yeah, but never these just assumptions, never like it was before.
Yeah, well, you said something really important there. You learned, and a lot of people
Yeah.
fail, but they don't learn, and they keep failing and failing and failing. And what you see most of the people, they're kind of, what's the word I'm looking for? They think they're always right, and they're never willing to listen. They're never willing to learn, so they just keep failing and failing and failing. And that's the biggest reason why most companies actually fail, is because the founder or the CEO or the owner has, let's say, is very egotistical and is like,
Yeah.
I know what's best.
Yeah, I remember I had conversation with one mentor and she told me that never fall in love with the product. You need to fall in love with the problem, and that's going to be your success.
Yeah. Definitely, definitely. Well, to wrap the podcast up now, Oksana, I want to ask you a question of what you guys have got in store coming up in the future. So, looking over the next 6 to 12 months or so, in terms of growing the company to that next level, whether that could be revenue, expanded into a different marketplace, what are some of the goals you guys have got on the horizon for the next 6 to 12 months?
Well, we are developing super fast. So even if I say 6 months and 12 months, it's going to be totally different plans. But if I start with 6 months, so our focus is right now on our ICP, the main ICP, and that's how we want to first, target our market share in our first ICP, and then try to expand to another ones. While we are operating in few markets right now, since founder team, we are originally Ukrainian, so we decided not to neglect our Ukrainian market. So we operate in Ukrainian market and also in US and UK. And we also looking into the Middle East market because we see that this market is really getting ready for AI adoption
Hmm.
of the solutions like us, and there's a huge interest in solutions like we are. So we are target, let's say not targeting right now, but yeah, for our goals, for our plans in 6 to 12 months, we believe that we want to go there as well and explore this market.
Oksana, thank you so much for joining me on the podcast today. It's been great to speak to you.
Thank you, Jacob, for inviting me. And yeah, that was a pleasure to be here and a great conversation.
Thank you. Speak to you soon.
Thank you. Bye.